Next one, contestant number 32, Hoàng Mai Phúc Thịnh from Lê Hồng Phong Gifted High School. And now welcome the next presentation from contestant number 32, Hoàng Mai Phúc Thịnh from Lê Hồng Phong Gifted High School.
Hello everybody, my name is Hoàng Mai Phúc Thịnh and I'm from class 11E2 from Lê Hồng Phong High School for the Gifted. I'm here to tell you about my topic, which is number 13. It's not a very lucky number, isn't it? Who would you say is more important to the education of a child? Parents or the teachers? Now, let us hear a little bit of a story. It's not really a story, it's more of a autobiography. It's my autobiography. So, I was a very weird kid back in secondary school, right? I was not the most intelligent. I only had a knack for English. But over time, my parents and my teachers really encouraged me. And during the process of my upbringing, my parents was the one who influenced me the most when it comes to developing a strong and steady characteristic. So say, my father, every time I mess up or every time I do something wrong, he just sit down and talk to me, hey son, let me tell you something. And he would give me some kind of like 30 minutes long preach about that very topic. Now from my mom, somewhere around half a year ago, I was in a very dark place. I needed a lot of help, and my mental health was very unstable. And I really had a lot of self-deprecating thoughts and self-hatred. But it was only during that period of time, my mom was the one who stood up for me. My therapist mentioned that out of the 10 parents who gave their children some kind of professional help, only 3 would be willing to change entirely for their children. And that's my mom. My mom was one of those 3. Now, about the teachers, they gave me a lot of knowledge and valuable lessons, and they partly contributed to me earning my place here, right here in this competition. So, to settle the score, who is the more crucial one when it comes to the education and the development of an individual? As you can probably tell, there is no exact choice. The reason for that is parents and teachers have different roles in different areas of one individual, and therefore you can't really say for specifically who is more essential to a person. Parents are the ones who give birth to you. They brought you up. They are with you most of the time. And there are disagreements and fights here and there, but I believe that it's during those moments that you really get to know each other, especially in puberty. And after all, they are the ones who love you unconditionally, and they're always here for you. So that's the most important part. Now the teachers, morality is not their main focus. Of course, they can also take part, but when it comes to academics, they are the ones who's in charge of that. They give you valuable lessons, they give you valuable knowledge, and as I mentioned, they helped me to earn my place in Lê Hồng Phong High School for the Gifted and in this contest as well. So, I think that both are very important and crucial figures, and there is no exact answer to say that one is more important than the other, and to successfully and fully develop an individual, we need both figures in our lives. Thank you for your attention.
and I will ask the first question. So you explained really well how education and the development of child happen in different areas of their lives. Let's talk about the area of school and formal education, about knowledge, how you called it. In that field, how important do you think is trust between parents and teachers? Should parents trust teachers unconditionally when it comes to their formal education of their child?
Regarding this matter, I think in this case a teacher is like a doctor. You know, the teacher would teach the children the same way a doctor would treat a patient. And the job of the parents is to put in money and the time and just see how well things goes out. You know, they have a saying that's called trust the process. And if you trust the person you're giving that responsibility to entirely, then sure, there will be better results, and overall I think the person will be developed more fully. But I think when it comes to skepticism in, say, you know, letting your child fully belong to somebody else for a long period of time, to be exposed to that person, there should be some kind of caution and attention to that matter.
You mentioned that for a person to fully develop, you need both teachers and parents. Do you then think that someone who unfortunately does not have access to education or isn't lucky enough to have a parental figure in their childhood cannot develop as a person as well as or fully in the same way as someone who has access to both these advantages?
Thank you for your question. I'm so glad you asked that. So, when someone lacks a mother figure or father figure, they're not brought up fully, both the same way with the teachers, right? But it goes to show that if someone has the conditions to be exposed to both of those figures, the chances are that they will be more likely to develop fully. Now that is not to deny that, you know, someone without those conditions may not develop as, you know, more rounded kind of way. Say, I have a friend who doesn't have a father figure. His parents were divorced when he was at the age of 4. But he grew up to be one of the most kind and caring and loving person I've ever thought. And I've basically sticked with him for the majority of my childhood. And I think that goes to show that it doesn't really matter whether you actually get the mother or father figure or the teacher's figure or not. It's just that you are the one who is in charge of your life, and they are the external factors that contribute into the development of yourself.